The subtle feedback of tugs and twitches coming through the steering wheel with every pavement undulation and nuanced change in road surface are vivid enough that an astute passenger will notice the wheels wriggling. This is not standard issue car making, or even supercar making, these days. But McLaren is going countercultural by prioritizing driver involvement, even at sub-racetrack speeds, something regularly sacrificed across the industry due to ever-increasing horsepower, performance, and weight. While even McLaren succumbs to the siren song of the stopwatch on more expensive wares such as the 720S, the focus on feedback on its lower-priced Sports Series line of cars, a trio of $200,000 two-seaters that consists of the 570S Coupe, the slightly more practical 570 GT, and this new two-piece hardtop convertible 570S Spider, makes them the McLarens to buy. The pursuit of driving character is why McLaren refuses to take its electric assist lumps like everyone else, continuing to use hydraulically assisted power steering. Also SPECD in the name of feel are surprisingly modest tire sizes, including 225mm section with rubber in front, 10mm narrower than what a Honda Civic C wears. These restrained tire selections certainly benefit ride quality, too, which is very reasonable by supercar standards. It's not like these cars can't deliver impressive numbers, though. We expect the 570S Spider, powered by McLaren's familiar twin-turbocharged, flat-plane crank V8 that was designed with the English engineering firm Ricardo, screams to 8,200 revolutions per minute, and makes 562 horsepower, to dash to 60 miles per hour in 3.0 seconds and to return quarter-mile times in the high 10-second range. The last 570S Coupe we tested managed 1.05 grams on the skid pad, so this drop-top version won't be a slouch there, either. And, with the top up, the Spider will reach the same claimed 204 mph top speed as the Coupe, a point of pride for the aerodynamics team. It's perhaps not a huge surprise that the dynamic exuberance of the Coupe carries over, pretty much unchanged. The Spider, as the folding hard-top mechanism adds a claimed 101 pounds. And, indeed, the Spider feels coupe-like in its solidity, despite receiving no additional bracing to its carbon fiber structure. We were hard-pressed to feel a meaningful difference in structural rigidity with the top in either position. The coupe and convertible are so similar that the suspension hardware remains identical, with only slight Spider-specific software tweaks to the programming for the adaptive dampers. Befitting a supercar, the 570S's extroverted looks turn heads as well as anything, and perhaps better in the sharply contrasting two-tone color schemes of the cars we exercised on sinewy mountain roads outside of Barcelona. Numerous times, young children, the most honest of all critics, were so overwhelmed by the Spider's presence that they simply yelled, possibly involuntarily, "Mama," as we rolled by. Even with the car out of sight, folks are drawn to the properly cantankerous, tack-spitting grumble of the 570's twin-turbo V8 when it's first started. All of the cars we drove were fitted with the $4,090 Sport exhaust, which besides louder conventional pipes, adds a sound-enhancing resonator tube to channel noise between the exhaust and the cavity where the top stows. A similar resonator on the intake side is standard, and the intensity of each is controlled by a butterfly valve. The two resonators, plus flaps, in the exhaust, make meaningful differences in the V8's roar among the three driver selectable powertrain modes. Even with the exhaust at its loudest though, with the top down, wind noise takes over above 70 miles per hour or so. To better hear the 3.8-liter V8 at high speeds, either find a tunnel. We blasted through more than a few on our route, where